takes us on this ride from suffering to a life so free. Her healing touch, she'll set you free with a heart. Hey, guys, how are you doing? We are live, live, live. We are here to reclaim your life. If you are exhausted, in pain, having unpredictable symptoms, autoimmune flare ups, IBS holding you back, causing you to cancel plans, or even not make them, stay tuned right here, right now. All right, so I am Shayna Melissa Stockman, a fellow autoimmune warrior and registered nurse and board certified nurse practitioner for over 30 years, who empowers mostly ladies to get and feel better while reducing or often eliminating your signs, symptoms, autoimmune flare ups, and reliance on meds. So, guys, wherever you're tuning in from, let us know right now. If you're not already, you might want to level up to VIP. Now, here, this is our Reclaim Your Life 2026 Super Workshop to get and feel better while reducing or often eliminating your meds. And if you're watching this on social media right now, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever, that means you are not VIP. Those on Zoom, welcome. Thank you for leveling up to the VIP. If you're watching, woo! To all our VIP members, if you're not watching us on Zoom with us right now, you're missing out. You can level up to VIP by scanning that code or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/VIP. You can even enter in coupon code SAVE50. The VIPs are live on the Zoom with me. They are going to stay for a second hour, a power hour. VIPs are also going to get, after the workshop, live Q&A sessions with hot seats where they get answers to their questions, the digital and printable Reclaim Your Life blueprint with all the notes, and each and every VIP will get a private one-on-one consultation with me. So if you're not watching on Zoom, that means you're not VIP yet. This is your chance to scan that code and or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/VIP and level up to VIP now. Because if you're watching this on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, in a little bit, you're going to get cut off if you're not VIP on the Zoom. All right. So, guys, drop down in the comments, especially the VIPs on Zoom, how you found out about this. Was it email? Was it Facebook? Was it YouTube, Instagram? Shayna herself, referred by a friend. Let's make this fun and interactive, and we will stream your comments live across the screen. Now, this is going to be the beginning to help you start getting and feeling better within the next 30 days without relying more on medications. But there's only so much we can do during the free part and the VIP part. So that's why it's important to level up to the VIP. Drop us down below. Please interact, guys. Why are you here today? Was it, hey, I just like what Shayna does? Or are you suffering from symptoms? The more you interact, the better we can gear this specifically to your needs. So you guys here because you're waking up exhausted, drinking your 10th cup of coffee, still tired. Are you suffering in pain? And before we go any further, I want to give some shout outs to the VIPs. We have some from US, Canada, Australia. We have fellow nurses, fellow nurse practitioners, doctors, people that are non-medical professionals. We have on Zoom right now on the VIPs, we have Denise. Hello, high five to you. We have Izzy, fellow NP, Sherry, high five to you. Kevin, I see you out there. Kevin looks very comfortable. Oh, and Dr. Vern, I haven't seen you in a really long time. I believe he's in California. Woohoo! And I'm admitting Karen right now. So thank you for all the VIPs out there. So why are you guys here today? Are you suffering with these symptoms? Exhaustion, in pain, hair is thinning, you're having stubborn weight that you cannot lose, or you're even still gaining weight. Maybe you're getting weird rashes that are coming and going, and you're embarrassed to make plans or keep plans. You're having chest pain, shortness of breath, irritable bowel. A lot of people that have IBS, as soon as they get out in public, they're already looking for the restroom, right? Where's the nearest restroom in case I need it? So I'd like to know why your symptoms, what your symptoms are, why you're here, so we can better help you. Maybe you're just sick all the time and sick again, and your symptoms are lingering on and they're even getting worse. Hi, Elizabeth. I see your comments out there. And then you go to the doctor, right? And you're waiting 3 hours to be rushed in 2 minutes for a 2-minute visit. These are some of the challenges that I too suffered from. I'm not just a healthcare professional, I'm also a fellow autoimmune warrior. I had all of those symptoms and more. And then I was getting frustrated because you go to the doctor, he gives you a med, and then you get a side effect, and you need another med for the side effect of the other med, right? Can you guys relate to me? Raise your hand if you can relate to me. Woohoo. All right. No self-promoting on the VIP, please, guys. All right. Now, it's if it's your background or whatever it may be, please remove it before we remove you. Okay. Now, it's not just aging. Some people think, "Oh, I'm just getting older," right? But then you might be out and you see that 90-year-old dancing and prancing around. So you know it's more than just you getting older. The doctors, do they often tell you your tests are normal? We know they're often not normal. They're misread, and the normal ranges are too big. Or the doctors tell you, and I'm not bashing all doctors because there's a lot of good ones out there, and there's one on this call. Now, one on our VIP, at least one. Or sometimes they tell you, try this, try that, like you're a guinea pig. You guys are not guinea pigs. I don't have to try with you. After 30 years in the field, I know what works and what does not work. If you're not already on this VIP inner circle, here's your chance to level up right now. Scan that QR code or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/VIP. This way you'll get on the smaller intimate group where we can see you, hear you. You'll get an extra hour live Q&A. You'll get the digital printable workbook and a private mini consult with me. All right. Now, I'm not opposed to medicines because I've been prescribing them for 30 years. But we need to realize not only are autoimmune disorders a leading cause of death in young to middle-aged women, but so are the prescription drugs used to treat them. So we don't need to resort to them first, and we should not resort to them first. And so many people come to me with a symptom that turns out to be a side effect of another medicine. And instead of giving them another medicine, I will get to the root cause of their problem so that they don't need another medicine that might cause dependencies, overdoses, and deaths. Now, then there's doctors that tell you, oh, you just got to live with it. You're getting older. You're doing too much. No, that's not the case. I was told that, and I did not accept that answer, and neither should you. There is a better way. Now I'm going to go quick because we are not doing this in a 5-day challenge or even a 3-hour. We're squeezing a lot of the gold nuggets into 1 hour. But moving forward, I have a 90-day program that's in a slower pace that takes out all the overwhelm in step by step. So stay tuned. If you're not already VIP, level up to the VIP so you can watch the replay as well. That's the only people that are getting the replay. Now, you guys, it's worth it. I want you guys to feel like your much younger self. What are you missing out on? That if pain and exhaustion and side effects and doctor's visits weren't holding you back, that you would like to do? Would you like to be playing ball again, out running with the babies, the grandbabies, out at the beach, hiking, biking, whatever it may be? I knew that I wanted to go back to doing those things again. And when the doctors told me no, I was like, excuse me, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. And I did it. So, I proved them wrong. And I want to show you, if you've been to the doctors and the specialists and you think that's the best you can get and they know best, and you've already been to the specialist, I want to show you there is a better way because I did not accept that from the specialist. That's not your last stop. Now, I had all of these symptoms and more, all the symptoms I went over with you, and I was getting side effects. And, I didn't want to get dependent on the medications, and they were interacting and leading to more side effects. And not only did I have just those symptoms, I was diagnosed with everything from IBS to MS and full-blown heart failure. And I would not accept that. And neither should you. I wanted to be out at the beach again, horseback riding, being active. And then fast forward, here I am. This is all this past year. I'm out at the beach, I'm swimming, I'm hiking, I'm biking, I'm going to parties, I'm horseback riding, and I want you to be able to enjoy that too. Now, here's why I'm qualified. Not only am I an autoimmune warrior, I've also have over 30 years as a licensed healthcare professional. 5 college degrees, 4 nursing healthcare licenses, and more. Now, This image here, you can see I wrote a book. It reached #1 international bestseller. I have patents, trademarks. I'm training a lot of doctors and healthcare professionals now with my unique techniques so that they could offer them to their patients. Because the only way a patient can make an informed decision is if they have all available options. Now, here's part of the reason why I'm so overqualified. My grandma raised me in the 1970s with naturopathy, powers of the plant. I would watch her use food as medicine. She would eat a banana every day for the magnesium and the potassium, so she wouldn't need a heart pill and a blood pressure pill. Then I went on to further my education. Now, I'll show you this picture here for a few reasons. That's me, 1992, I believe, when I was a brand new nurse. And after grandma raised me, the doctors left her helpless and hopeless that she'd never walk again. And there she is the next year. I got her walking again. No cane, no walker, anything. So the reason I show you this is I don't want you to give up hope. If the doctors told you this is the best you're going to get, look, they were wrong with my grandma. They were wrong with me. I'm no longer in heart failure. Now, you have to first believe it is possible, because if you believe it, then you can take the consistent action steps to make it happen. If grandma didn't believe in me and that she could walk again, she would have never taken the action and made it happen. So we want to focus off of the bad and onto the good. Now, here's me over the years progressing. That's my little baby Shayna. And there's me nowadays. Um, Now your past does not dictate your future. I want you to know this. You are not where you are now is not where you might be next year. So I was in full-blown heart failure. You know what? I helped heal myself holistically. Some of my doctors became my clients. I wrote about it in that book. That book reached #1 international bestseller in all those categories: alternative medicine, personal health, naturopathy, so much more. And I say this not to brag or boast, but I want you to know that your current situation does not dictate your future. Now, here's what my cardiologist said about me. He's the chief of a very large cardiac group. And I want you to know that now I'm not only just training the nurses and the nurse practitioners and also the fellow doctors. And if someone on Team Shayna can reach out to Karen Sheridan, who keeps trying to get in, I don't know what the problem is. All right. Hello, Google Pixel. I don't know who that is. I see a Pro iPhone 9. Okay, so here's why I'm qualified. I have a book that reached #1 about it. I'm a fellow autoimmune warrior. I also have 30 plus years as a licensed healthcare pro, 5 college degrees, 4 nursing healthcare licenses, multiple awards. So here's me at some speaking engagements. Almost all these are within the past year: book signing events, radio, magazine covers. I love Kudos magazine. Those of you who are in our 90-day program or members have access to the past 24 months of Kudos magazine. Here's some of the awards I won: Healthcare Pro of the Year this past year, Trump VIP awards before he was president. This one I just got nominated today. Thank you for that VIP member that's on that nominated me for this visionary award. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to that fellow nurse practitioner for forward-thinking leaders. Okay, now here's part of the reason I practice how I work differently than most of the doctors. Not only was I an autoimmune warrior myself, so I can relate as the patient side, but also as the healthcare pro side. And most practitioners uh, use one modality of medicine. They might just practice traditional, or just functional, or just naturopathic, or just holistic, or just integrative. I merge all of these together and do what's best for that unique personalized situation. I don't follow, like most doctors are taught, algorithms. If high blood pressure, recommend this medicine. I look at all the pieces to the unique individual and do what's best for them. So I use plant-based when possible. I use holistic, body, mind, spirit. I use food as medicine. I also work on the genetic and cellular level to attack the true underlying root causes. Now, how many of you on here ever asked for directions from someone who's never been where you want to go, right? Somebody raised their hand, right? I see Dr. Vrun smiling, right? And you're like, oh my God, could I just ask someone who has been there, right? And it's always that person trying to tell you how the hell to get there, and they've never been there. How do they know how to tell you to get there if they've never been there? So there's a lot of practitioners out there that are trying to help you with your autoimmune disorder, but they've never been through it. So they can't totally relate to you like I can. So please, guys, take direction from someone who has been where you want to go. All right. And again, I apologize for moving quick, but we're squeezing a 5-day and a 3-hour challenge into an hour and change. Um, who this is going to work for? I empower mostly the ladies, but I have a lot of men clients as well. If you're suffering with autoimmune, and a lot of people that have those symptoms don't realize that it's an autoimmune disorder they're suffering with. If you have medical mysteries that the doctors can't figure out, please, I know this can help you. If you're tired of being over medicated or don't want medications, or the doctors can't figure out, you're told you're a medical enigma, medical mystery, if you're feeling left helpless and hopeless, or you want to reduce or eliminate your signs, your symptoms, your flare ups, your reliance on medications, then this is for you. If you want to get not only get better, but feel better too. If you want to have more laugh, more smiles, more joys, this is for you. Now, this past weekend, Izzy on here knows, VIP Izzy, we were at a in-person event in New York. And when I said I'm my area of expertise are autoimmune and medical mysteries. He said, "Whoa, you're like the OG of House." Now, I don't know if you guys remember that show, House. It's a TV show where they figured out all the medical mysteries. And it was this big, huge team, and they sat down together and they brainstormed to diagnose people. Well, I'm like the OG of that. I've discovered so many medical mysteries that people have been to all the doctors, all the specialists, and I rapidly figure them out. Partly because I'm very intuitive, partly because I've been doing this for over 30 years. So there's never to this day been a medical mystery I could not solve. So I want you to know, even though your doctors couldn't, your specialists couldn't, please reach out to me. I know I can. If you haven't already, level up to VIP. If you're watching this on social media, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, scan that QR code with your phone or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/VIP. Because soon, if you're watching this on social and not on Zoom, you're going to be cut off the access. And the rest of it's only going to be for the VIPs, the gold nuggets. So the VIPs will stay on for a longer, an extra hour of live Q&A. They're going to get the blueprints, the worksheets, and a mini consult with me. So if you want, do that now before it disappears, because soon it's going to be too late. Oh, time's almost up. All right. Results. Disclaimer. You know what? All these results are real, true patients of mine. I share with their permission. Some of them I blur out their faces because they don't want the world to know who they were. And they might be more celebrity status people. So all these stories are true. I will not guarantee this is going to happen to you. It depends on how much time and energy and effort you put into it. I can't possibly magically make you better through a 30-minute over the screen like this. Okay. That's why I have a 90-day program coming up that's a much deeper dive. It also depends on how much time, energy, and effort you put in. Here's some of my true stories. This lady right here, she had been traveling all over the US to find the best of the best doctors. And with her autoimmune, I'm the first one that told her what was triggering her autoimmune, because there's certain things in the environment, certain foods, certain drinks that trigger autoimmune, and it's different for each individual. So she said I was absolutely amazing. I'll share a couple other stories, and I'm sharing them with permission. Nicole, her mom is a fellow nurse, sent her to me. She lives in another state. And look at that smile. When she first came to me, and I do share with permission, or I don't share, she was on a lot of meds and she was gaining weight and getting side effects and could barely walk with a walker. After working with me for a couple of months, her pain was cut in half. I was able to safely taper her off 8.5 and then 9 of her prescription medications. And look at that smile, from 9 prescription pills to a half a pill a day. That's less dependencies, interactions, overdoses, and less chance of dying, less intake of colorings, dyes, preservatives, carcinogens. Here's another client. Before me, she couldn't drop weight and sustain it. I helped her drop 39.5 pounds without GLP-1s, without injections. And you know what? And I have a lot of success stories. I won't bore you with that. Here's another one. Here's a fellow nurse that she was eating tons of garlic because she knew it reduces inflammation. Her kidneys weren't working good. She was spilling protein, diabetes, high cholesterol, having clotting issues, inflammation markers in her blood work was high. After starting working with me, her kidneys worked normal. She wasn't spilling protein. Her sugars were normal range, not even diabetic. Her cholesterol was normal, no more clotting disorders, which means now they didn't want her on any of the meds that they wanted her on before. They wanted her on meds for diabetes, cholesterol, clotting. And for the first time in her life, her inflammatory markers in her blood work were normal. So that is more than just a placebo effect, when the first time in her life, even her blood work showed it. Here's another one. This lady was coming to me. She was going to the chiropractor 3 days a week and pain pills and anti-inflammatories every day just to survive. But they didn't treat her underlying autoimmune issues. Once I did that, she went skydiving for the first time in 20 years. Didn't need the pain pills or the anti-inflammatories anymore. So this was someone that was going to the doctor and going regularly. Here's fellow NP. She said, "Hey, thanks. I feel fabulous and I'm not getting my flare-ups as much, which means I'm not needing my steroids as much, the prednisone." There's another fellow NP, Lacey. I don't want to share her story, but maybe next time she's going to share her story with me, that she's feeling amazing now. Here's what she said. She just gave me a 5-star review. She's passionate. She knows I'm passionate. I practice functional medicine. I explained everything. She felt it was easy to obtain. She feels better overall, more confident. She's grateful. Um, here's some of the members from the last 90-day Your Wellness Journey 90-day program. Here, it came with private consultations that I did with each of them and sharing with permission. We have people from Oklahoma, New Mexico, New York, Cali, and Canada as well. Canada. All right. VIP, this might be one of your last chances to level up. If you're watching on social right now, scan that code or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/VIP. If not, in a few minutes, you're going to be cut off. All right. Um, the goal for today is to help you start to get and feel better, to reduce and start to eliminate your signs, symptoms, autoimmune flare-ups, and reliance on meds. But that today's just the start of it. We can only accomplish so much in this little bit of time. Now, we're going to help you do this without adding more meds, without strict diets, without getting even more frustrated. The goals. Now, we do this by helping you identify and attack the true underlying root causes. That's something that most of the doctors don't do with you. And how I start doing this is I also help you regain energy and reduce your symptoms. Then you have more energy and less pain that you can do more to accomplish more. All right. Now, a lot of times our symptoms might be holding us back, right? We might be having pain, exhaustion, fatigue, forgetfulness, weird rashes, or IBS, afraid to leave the house, afraid to make plans. And that might be leading to getting less accomplished and feeling more overwhelmed. And then internally, what might be holding us back is that might be lowering our self-esteem, which could be lowering our self-worth. And then it might lead to taking twice as long to accomplish half the amount of work because we're in too much pain and having these symptoms. That's leading to less confidence, maybe less revenue, less income, which is holding you back even more. And then when you're doing less, you're getting more overwhelmed. And then also a lot of times the doctors might be telling you to do things that are leading to more side effects or helping you feel worse, that maybe you're even starting to distrust some of the medical community. Now, I'm not bashing all doctors because there's some really good ones out there. Everything I say is a generalization. Okay, then you know what? Here's other reasons that are holding you back. And I want to get to these root causes because that's how I'm going to help you move forward. There's so much information out there. You don't know what is right, what is wrong. It's just too much. It's overwhelming. You don't know where to start. You're told your tests are normal. You're told you're just getting older. You're feeling like a guinea pig. Try this, try that. The doctors might be telling you this is the best you're going to get. But then you're thinking it's just my age, you're getting older, but then you might be out and you see a 90-year-old dancing the night away. So you got to realize it's more than just age, your symptoms. There's something else going on and we need to address it. Now, the doctors often tell you, or their practitioners, your test results are normal. But a lot of times, and I've seen this a lot of times, either the normal range is so big that they're telling you it's normal and it's not. And when I adjust things, you feel better and your blood work's still normal range. And this happens commonly with people with their thyroids. The normal range is like from a half to 4.5, 5.5. And I might adjust things a bit and they feel so much better, even though I adjusted them when they were already in normal range. Or same with B12, right? Your B12 level, normal could be 300 to like 1100. And you're tired. And you know what? I can give you more B12 and that'll help you, but yet you'll still be in normal range. And a lot of times the doctors, they're not they're looking at your normal range, but they're not realizing it's a huge range and you need an adjustment, or they're not ordering the correct test. And I have seen this so many times. There's a lot of people that come to me with autoimmune thyroid problems that their practitioner just ordered the bare basic thyroid test and it was missed. And I just saw someone in our 90-day program that I looked through their patient portal back to 2012, and there were certain basic tests that I normally order that were never ordered, even though they were going to all the doctors regularly and all of the specialists and complaining of the symptoms. Now, a lot of times the doctors say, try this, or your practitioner, try that, as if you're a guinea pig. I don't have to do that with you. I know after 30 years what works and what doesn't. You see, they don't realize a lot of times that medications is a leading cause of death in this country. All right, I'm gonna go a lot quicker, guys. They tell you you have to live with it. You don't. Here's the results. Look at me this past year. I'm out at the beach. I'm hiking. I'm biking. I'm enjoying myself. I don't know. I'm out on City Field. All right, VIPs, this is one of your last chance to level up. worldwellnessexpert.com/VIP. All right, now I had an epiphany. I knew but if I kept doing what the patients were getting, I was going to get the results the patients were getting. What people didn't realize is especially with autoimmune, the meds purposely weaken your immune system. So I was seeing after the 30 years in the industry that all the patients who had issues with autoimmune, they were getting more symptoms, they were getting sicker more often, more severe symptoms, lasting longer. And they were given more meds and getting side effects and needing more meds. And meds is a leading cause of death. And some of the patients were dying as an interaction or a side effect of the medication. So I knew I had to do something differently than the doctors were doing with most of the patients because I wanted different results. Now, I didn't want the overdoses, the side effects, the dependencies. I went to a cardiologist, not my current one, but I said to him when I was in heart failure, and I knew the answer. I say, hey, doc, with all due respect, are any of these meds, my heart failure is getting worse. Are any of them gonna stop the progression? No. Are they gonna slow down the progression of my failure? No. Are they gonna reverse it? No. And I knew they weren't making me feel better, but I'm like, you know what? Are these meds going to help me feel any better? They said no. I'm like, well, why am I taking them? It's not stopping my progression. It's not reversing. It's not slowing down. Sure as hell's not helping me with the symptoms. Hi, Tamara. I sent you. I haven't seen her in a lot of years. All right. Now, I knew I had to get to the root causes because I said to that heart doctor, hey, doc, we have to get to the cause of my heart failure because that's the only way we could stop the progression. He told me, listen, 95 to 98% of my patients, I never find out why they're in heart failure. So you know what? I fired him. If you don't like your doctor, you have the option to fire them and get a new one. So that was unacceptable. You have one body part to do and you can't do it, right? Unacceptable. So, and then I've had here's some of my clients. They've been to all the doctors, all the specialists. They said, you know what? I finally trusted you. I'm glad I did. It's incredible. I have more energy. I accomplished my goals. I'm the best. Here's another one, Sam I am. Sam said, I brought to light a lot of the issues that our doctors had no idea what was going on, and look at that smile again. And this lady had autoimmune. Her mom's a nurse, referred her to me. I mean, how is that to be off 9 prescription pills a day? Now you're losing weight, your hair's coming in thicker, you're happier, you're energetic. I want to help you guys do that. We had to first believe it was possible. We had to realize, you guys, you are worthy, you are deserving to treat yourself as good as you treat everyone else. And you have to prioritize yourself over your job in your business. Otherwise, you're always going to take the back seat. And I was in heart failure running an ER during the pandemic. And I'm like, you know what? Especially healthcare pros on here, you got to realize, I'm like, wait, I'm taking care of the world. Um, who's going to take care of me? Oh, that's right. If I don't do it, nobody will. So a lot of you guys on here, especially if you're the caregiver to your children, your significant other, and your parents in that sandwich generation, if you don't take care of you, nobody will. So just gave this talk. This is in an auditorium in New York the auditorium held 200 people. And I said, here's a truth bomb. I said, anybody in the audience, raise your hand if you have ever been cured of a chronic condition with a medication. Not one hand went up. I said, please, anybody in this audience, if you or anybody you ever knew or heard of was ever cured from their chronic condition with the medication, to raise your hand. And I looked around. Not one hand went up. Not one hand. In 30 years in my career, I have never seen anyone cured from their chronic condition with medication. Not cancers, not diabetes, not heart disease, right? So we have to realize there has to be more to medicine because the meds are not curing a chronic illness. Here's the meds. It's like a bucket, right? You guys get a roof leak, right? You could do a quick fix. You put a bucket underneath it, right? It's quick, it's easy, it's a couple dollars. But you know what? That's not solving anything, right? That problem is still getting bigger. And then you need a bigger bucket, a mop. Then you have electrical issues, mold redemption that you need. But the medicines is like that quick fix, right? You get pain, you take a pain pill. It doesn't get to the cause. And then you need another pain pill and another bucket, another pain pill. But what if you had the expert and the tools you needed to fix the root problem, right? Then you wouldn't need the buckets anymore and the pills. And that's what I want to do. I want to be that expert for you that empowers you with the tools you need and shows you how to fix the root problem. So instead of that bucket or those medications, what if you had the expert and the tools to fix the roof leak with you, right? Wouldn't that be cool? All right, that's what I want to do for you. All right, now you guys drop down below your favorite flavor of ice cream. This is just a couple second break just for the heck of it. This is one of my clients. I share with permission. Cancer warrior, doing amazing. Diagnosed a few years ago. Woo! Go Elaine, woohoo, and your husband Frank. All right. What are your favorite flavors of ice cream? Let's go check them out. All right, now I had an epiphany. I said, all these patients, oh, let me see what are the flavors. All right, hang out. I'm going to check some flavors here. Reading the comments, we got Izzy in New York. We got Sherry, fellow NP in New York. Oh, referred by Shayna. We got Gladys. We got Izzy, congrats. Oh, as he said, I remember him calling you house. Yes. Level up to VIP. Hang on, I'm just taking a second to read the notes. Oh, all right. We got favorite flavors of ice cream. We got strawberry. Hang out. We got chocolate. Let me put that slide back. We got strawberry. We got chocolate, another chocolate, and salted caramel or pistachio. Woo, we got the most majority of votes for chocolate. Woohoo. All right, let's go back to the slides. Oh, wait, we got avocado ice cream. Chocolate flavor avocado ice cream. Ooh, all right, Pammy. I think Pammy's in Oklahoma. All right, let's go back to it. So here's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, I figured this when I taught in Tennessee about a year ago at the international convention with literally people from around the world. Then a university reached out to me and asked me to train resident doctors. And I had this epiphany. I'm like, listen, these patients can't truly make informed decisions. The only way they can make informed decision is if they know all available options, and they don't. So now I'm also educating the healthcare pros about my unique technique so that they can truly offer all the options to their patients so their patients can make informed decisions. Now, I knew I had this epiphany. I can do what the patients were getting because I had a fellow nurse practitioner friend that also was diagnosed with MS, and she did the traditional medication route, and she's not here anymore. So I'm like, if I keep doing what the other autoimmune warriors are getting, they're still getting worse and they're dying. I didn't want that. So I knew I had to do something different. The road less traveled was scary, and I'm not going to lie. But I'm glad I did because now I'm symptom free, med free, no more heart failure. I'm energetic. I'm back to my normal full head of hair, my normal weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid. I'm happy and I love life and I take no meds. Okay, so I want to show you how. You're like, oh, my busy lifestyle. How am I ever going to do this? Well, you know what? What if you swapped out 1 hour of TV a day for a 4-minute happy dance? A 4-minute happy dance. Think about that. If you cut out 1 hour of TV a day, that's going to save you 365 hours at the end of the year. And if you swap it out for a 4-minute happy dance, that will give you another 24 hours of activity at the end of the year of exercise. So you know what? I want to show you in your busy lifestyle how you can do a quick swap out a bad habit for a good habit. Swap out an hour of TV for a 4-minute happy dance. You're saving almost 365 hours a year and you're gaining 24 hours of exercise.
I've been waiting
Woo,
all my life for someone
right?
like
So,
you.
exercise. Come on, guys.
I would watch the
It
days go
burns.
by,
Come on, Tamara. I see
wasting
you.
blue.
Woo.
I was out
All
of
right.
use.
It burns a
Now
couple
I gotta
calories. It
love me
de-stresses you. It
daily.
helps you feel good. It 4-minute happy dance will equal 24 hours of exercise at the end of the year. All right. So these habits add up. I'm not saying work out for 5 hours at a time. I'm saying 4 minutes at a time. If I did an extra 10 crunches a day, that's 3,650 at the end of the year. All right, here's one of your last chances to level up to VIP. WellWellnessExpert.com/VIP. If you leveled up, reach out to the team so you can get the Zoom link. All right. Now, we also think in our busy lifestyles sometimes you're like, "Oh, I don't have money. How expensive is it to get healthy?" You guys need to retrain your brain. You're spending more money to stay sick than to get healthy. Now, think about all the prescriptions, the medicines that you're spending, the doctor's visits, the double copays, the deductibles, the out of network, the things that aren't covered. You know what? As a business owner, if you lose one day, that's thousands of dollars. And think about how many thousands you're losing each and every year. Times that by the next 10 years. If you lose out, if you can't work and you're losing out $100,000 salary a year for 10 years, that's $1 million you're losing out. So please, instead of asking, can I afford to get healthy? Ask yourself, can you afford to stay sick? Retrain your brain. Here's an example. This lady, I helped her to safely taper off 4 of her prescription pills a day. Times 365 days, that's 1,460 less pills a year, less chances of dependency, side effects, interactions, overdoses, and deaths. Here's one. She said, you know what? My brain feels clearer. My health is improving. You've helped me so much. I'm happy. And this is in my 90-day Your Wellness journey. And then one of the other group members heard it and said, a fellow NP who's on here right now said, you sound more alive. And she goes, that's how I feel. So I want to show you it's possible. Here she is. She used to be staying home all the time. Here she is out at a concert enjoying life again. Now, she said after I helped her taper off, I never recommend you stopping your meds on your own, but I helped her safely taper off 4 of her medicines. And she said, you know what? She was on those meds for her symptoms. And after I tapered her off 4 of them, she said she didn't even feel any difference. It's like they hadn't even helped her at all. And they hadn't done a damn thing. There's another one, fellow nurse practitioner. She said after she took our 90-day program, she's off all of her injections. Woohoo! High five. How much is that? How much is that worth to you not needing a weekly injection or even a monthly injection anymore? Now, here's another one. I tapered her off nine prescription pills. So let's see. If you had 10, let's just round it off to 10. If you're tapered off 10 prescriptions less a day, that's 10 copays a month times 12 months a year, 120 copays just for the medicines without the doctor's visits, the specialist. 120 times she was paying a year copays for medicines, right? Now, if you take that times average copay, say for her was $30. That was $3,600 she saved in just the medicines. Now, times that by 10 years, right? That's $36,000 she's saving. So please, guys, stop asking, can you afford to get healthy? Say, can you afford to stay sick? Look at how much you're spending over the years. And that's just based on a $30 copay per prescription. Now, then you have all the doctor visits that you need to get those prescriptions, right? They have you come back every month, the specialists every other, a double copay every month. So that's tons of money, right? That's thousands of dollars. Here's another example. 2025, last year, the average vacation people spent cost $7,249 on average, okay? People are spending this in 1 week and they have nothing to show. But for less than that, a fraction of that, they can move forward in Your Wellness Journey, our 90-day program, to give them step by step everything they need so that they can reduce their signs, their symptoms, the autoimmune flare ups, their meds, and then save a fortune more. Woo, we got a lot more to cover. All right. So Total investment. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on my education over the past 30 years, 5 college degrees, 4 nursing licenses, a board certification, going to conventions and conferences. And I know one of the doctors on here, I saw you in Cancun at a convention, right? So you guys know that I'm even going internationally to conventions to learn the latest and greatest from world renowned scientists around the world. And I've literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm condensing my 30 years and my hundreds of thousands of dollars I spent into days for you guys at a fraction of the price. Now, the only way you can get to where you want to go when you're asking directions is to ask someone who has been there, right? So stop asking directions from people who've never been where you want to go, because they're going to be the first to tell you how to get there. But how can they tell you how to get there when they've never been there? So my point is, I had autoimmune. I am better. I worked for an endocrinologist one time. The guy was over 300 pounds and telling all the patients how to eat right and lose weight so they wouldn't need diabetes meds. But yet he was eating everything wrong, gaining weight, and a diabetic with high cholesterol, right? Who is at extremely high risk for heart disease and a heart attack. So please stop listening to these people that are not practicing what they preach. I can tell you everything I'm recommending for you, I personally did, or if I had your situation, I would do for myself. I will not recommend anything for an affiliate account. There's some practitioners out there that will advise you to do certain things, expensive testing you don't need, or expensive supplements you don't need for a percentage or commission or a bonus. I will not do that. I will always choose you over my profits, my patients over my profits, while a lot of practitioners choose their wallets over the wellness of you. Now, I want to help you identify and attack the true underlying root causes. Here's why this works. Now, you know what? We're going to help you get to the root cause of the problem. I'm not going to give you 3 hour wait for a 2 minute visit. I do a deep dive with those in my 90-day program. And I really go through all of their results, what tests they need. We get to the root causes and attack them by things that outside of traditional medicine. Um, we're gonna help you not feel rushed, not get tests without answers. We're gonna help you get to the root causes so you don't need more meds and more side effects. I'm not gonna shuffle you off to another doctor. I'm not gonna say, hey, let's repeat that test again and again and again and send you back to the specialist. Because you know what? If you haven't gotten answers by now, you're not gonna. And a lot of times your doctor might just send you back to the specialist or back to repeat a test again, because he doesn't know what to do for you. And I've even had doctors tell me a lot of times that they won't even order a test because, frankly, a few reasons. One is they don't know what to do with the results when they come in. I'm not going to do that with you. Now, I want you to know you are worthy. You are deserving to treat yourself as good, if not better, than your bestie. When that plane goes down, if you don't put that oxygen mask on first, right? You might think it's selfish. It's not. If you don't put that oxygen mask on first, you die or pass out, and you can't help the kids, the significant other, and the spouse, and the parents. So it is important that you have to make time, carve out time for yourself. It is not selfish, it is selfless. And you know what? I was on death's door. If I didn't, I knew no one was going to do that for me, right? I was, especially the healthcare pros on here. If you're taking care of the world and you're not taking care of yourself, ask who the hell's going to do it? Nobody, right? That was the sad reality that I realized. I was running an ER during the pandemic in heart failure and thinking, wait, I am the provider of everyone. Oh my God, I am just as worthy as that stranger I'm helping. In fact, more so. Why not me? I am worthy, I am deserving. So are you. Okay, you got to prioritize yourself over your job, over your business. Because if you take this little bit of time, little bit of money to get better and feel better, you can go so much further with your business, with your revenue, and in life. Ask the expert who has the roadmap, who can lead you by the hand. Dream big. If I want you guys to drop in the comments right now, if your symptoms and your meds and your doctor visits weren't holding you back, what would you like to do more of? Would you like to be hiking, biking with the babies, the grandbabies? You know what? Would you like, if fatigue and pain and IBS weren't holding you back, and treatments that you need chemotherapy for or whatnot, what would you like to do more of? Would you like to be hanging out with your friends more? Would you like to be out at the beach more? Would you like to be hanging out with the babies, the significant other, go to the park, go camping, hiking, biking, right? If pain and energy and symptoms and autoimmune flare-ups weren't holding you back, what would you like to do more? More time. Ooh, maybe a little more intimacy, perhaps, drop a couple pounds, have some more energy. Then you could be happier, right? Well, this is a different girl, so let's just there has to be a better way. So I'm gonna just check the comments real quick. And bum, 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 bum. Okay, moving right along. I can't see them right at this second. There has to be a better way. Now, for those of you who are not on the Zoom, all those on Zoom are our VIPs. Then I'm going to say goodbye to you in a minute. So here is your last chance before we say bye-bye to those on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook to level up to the VIP. So if you're on watching from social media, scan that or go to worldwellnessexpert.com/VIP. This is your last final chance before we wave bye-bye to you. The VIPs will stay on for another hour and change. We will open it up to questions and answers, comments, and the VIPs will get the digital and printable workbook with the notes. They will also, only VIPs will get the replay access because I talk quick, and they will also get a mini consult with me. And looking at the comments, if symptoms weren't holding you back, we have what would you do more of? Simply have more energy so I can finish cleaning the house in a day. Woohoo, we're going to help you do that. All right. Um, bum, 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 bum. I want to thank you, all those that did not level up to VIP. I want to say bye-bye to you because we're cutting off your live stream right now. And those of you on Zoom, we're going to stick around and do VIP, the deeper dive for the gold nuggets. Woohoo. All right. So those that watched and didn't level up to VIP, thank you for tuning in. Drop a comment so we know who watched and level up to VIP now. All right. Bye, guys. All right. The rest of you VIPs, woohoo. Hi.